Hi. In last class, we discussed about Biot-Savart's law. In this class, I will derive an expression for magnetic field intensity due to infinite straight current carrying conductor. Okay. So basically, we have from Biot-Savart's law, BS law means Biot-Savart's law. We have H is equal to what? Ideal cross R bar by 4 pi R cube. Of course, here we have integration, that is integral ideal cross R bar by 4 pi R cube. Let us consider a current element or else current carrying conductor, straight current carrying conductor placed along z axis. So I consider a current carrying conductor of finite length AB. So this current carrying conductor, straight current carrying conductor of length some extended from A to B. So B is upper end and A is lower end, and this is the origin point. Okay, this is our straight current carrying conductor. Current carrying conductor produces the magnetic field intensity. Let us consider the length of this line is L, and let us consider a source point at this one of length dl, source point at this location of length dl, and this the location of this point is taken as, I consider this point as C. Of course, the location of this point can be taken as 0, 0, z as it is placed along as this point is on the z axis. Now let us consider field point like this at this location from the origin. Okay, so and if I join the source point and field point, I will get some distance vector. Distance vector is nothing but what? Distance between the source point and the field point. P is the point of interest. Okay, and what about this one? This is nothing but a perpendicular distance from the z axis from the origin. So this can be taken as what? Rho. Rho is the radial distance or else perpendicular distance from the reference axis. And what about this point in cylindrical coordinates? We can take this as what? Rho, 0, 0, and this point is 0, 0, z. From this we can define this one as current element is placed along z axis. We can take the dl as what? Dl is placed along current element is placed along z axis, means dl can be taken as dz az, differential length along z axis. And what about r bar? R bar is the distance vector that can be found like this, that is C is starting point and P is the terminating point. Okay, that means this is distance vector. Distance vector can be obtained by subtracting the starting point from the terminating point. So what are the coordinates? Rho coordinates are rho minus 0 into a rho. And what about pi components? That is pi is 0 into a pi, 0 minus 0. We can write like this, that is 0 minus 0 into a pi, and last component, that is z component, that is 0 minus z into a z. 0 minus z, this is starting point, this is terminating point. That is about r bar. So we can write this one as what? Rho into a rho minus z a z. This is r bar. Now what about r? R is nothing but what? Mod r bar. So that equal to what? Under root rho square plus z square, or else it is what? Rho square plus z square whole power 1 by 2. Then r cube is what? Cube of this one. This is r cube is nothing but what? Rho square plus z square whole power 3 by 2. Now let us find this dl cross r bar. We have dl, that is vector quantity, that is ideal cross r bar. So that is dl cross r bar is nothing but what? Here we have dl. What about dl? dz az cross r bar. What about r bar? Here I have r bar. This is our r bar. R bar is nothing but what? Rho into a rho minus z into a z cross a rho. Basically we have like this, elements are rho, pi, z. Rho cross pi gives az, a rho cross a pi gives az, a pi cross az gives a rho, az cross a rho gives what? A pi. So here I have what? Az cross a rho, that gives what? Rho into dz. Az cross a rho gives what? A pi, and az cross az is what? 0. Sin 0 is 0. So that's why here we have dl cross r bar is like this. Since az cross a rho is a pi and az cross az is 0. Az cross az is 0. Okay. So that's why dl cross r bar is like this. Now substitute in this one. So it is equation 1. Now substitute in 1. By substituting in equation 1, we will get h as basically it is vector quantity. H is equal to what? Integral ideal I dl cross r bar is nothing but rho into dz a pi by 4 pi r cube. What about r cube? This is our r cube. 4 pi rho square plus z square whole power 3 by 2. If you see this expression, it is in terms of what? Integration with respect to z. So that's why the limits are, as this current carrying conductor is extended from A to B, limits are from ZA to ZB. So that's why here we have ZA, ZB. In order to simplify this one, we need to change this order of integration from Z to some alpha. What is alpha? Here we have some angle, that is alpha. Okay. If you see this lower end here, this is what? Alpha is the angle between this distance vector and here this source point. And if the source point is shifted to downward, means to the lower end, in that case the angle is alpha 1. And for this case, we can take angle as what? Alpha. This is 0, 0, z. We can take this angle as what? Alpha 2. That means angle subtended by lower end is alpha 1, angle subtended by upper end is alpha 2. So that's why then if you change the order of integration from z to alpha, then limits are also changed from alpha 1 to alpha 2. Means what? ZA, ZB2 limits are changed from ZA, ZB to alpha 1 to alpha 2. Because for the lower end, the angle subtended by lower end is alpha 1. The angle subtended by upper end of that straight current carrying conductor is alpha 2. Okay. So means what? Actually here we consider point at this location of length dl. We can split this current carrying conductor into equal parts of dl. Means it may be shifted downward or upward. For the lower end, the angle subtended by lower end is alpha 1. The angle subtended by upper end is alpha 2. Okay. So let us write this expression, that is cot alpha from the diagram. Cot alpha equal to what? Tan alpha means what? Opposite by adjacent. Cot alpha means what? Cot alpha means adjacent by hypotenuse. Adjacent is what? For this one, here to here we have adjacent, that is OC. OC means what? The distance is Z, and here opposite one is what? Rho. So that's why from this we can define, basically we require dz. That's why this can be written as what? Z equal to rho into cot alpha. Then differentiate with respect to z on both sides. Okay. Differentiate with respect to z on both sides. It gives what? Differentiation of z with respect to z means 1. Actually, okay, we need to observe one thing, that is change in z. If this position is shifted to downward, this alpha becomes alpha 1. If this position is shifted to here, this alpha becomes alpha 2. Means what? Change in z leads to what? Change in alpha, but there is no change in rho. So that's why if you apply differentiation on both sides, we will get what? dz. The change in z leads to what? Change in alpha. So that's why, so rho is treated as constant, change in z leads to change in alpha. So that's why the differentiation of cot alpha is nothing but what? Cosecant square alpha into d alpha. Cosecant square alpha d alpha. Okay. or else we can change like this. That means differentiate z with respect to alpha. That gives what? dz by d alpha equal to rho cosecant square alpha. That equal to what? dz equal to rho cosecant square alpha d alpha. If alpha changes, z changes. If z changes, alpha changes. That's why dz by d alpha is rho cosecant square alpha, or else dz equal to what? Rho into cosecant square alpha d alpha. The differentiation of cot alpha is cosecant square alpha d alpha. Okay. Now we have the expression for z. This is cot alpha equal to z by rho. Let us take this as equation 2. Equation 2. Substitute z and dz in the above equation. Let us take this as equation star. Substitute in star. Substitute in equation star. Substitute z and dz. Z and dz in equation star. We will get, in equation star we will get, what about the equation? I will write that equation here. Means h equal to what? Integral I into rho, and integration is changing from z to alpha. So limits are for the lower end alpha 1, for the upper end alpha 2. I into rho dz. What about dz? Dz can be written as rho into cosecant square alpha. Rho into, I will write that dz within the brackets, that is rho into cosecant square alpha into d alpha. Otherwise I will put for this one bracket like this, that is I rho, and dz is taken as what? Rho cosecant square alpha d alpha into a pi by 4 pi into rho square. What about z value? Z square. Z is what? Rho cot alpha. Z is rho cot alpha. Means z square means rho square cot square alpha. Rho square cot square alpha. Whole power 3 by 2. Whole power 3 by 2. Now here integration is with respect to alpha. From this equation we can clearly observe that integration is with respect to alpha. Now simplify this one. That is integral alpha 1 alpha 2. Integration is from alpha 1 to alpha 2. I into rho, that is rho square cosecant square alpha d alpha into a pi, or else I will write that one here, that indicates the direction. 4 pi rho square plus rho square. Here we can take rho square as common. Means I can write this one like this, that is rho square. If I take rho square as common, 1 plus cot square alpha, whole power 3 by 2. Whole power 3 by 2. We know that 1 plus cot square alpha is nothing but what? This one, 1 plus cot square alpha is nothing but what? Cosecant square alpha. So that's why this is what? Rho square cosecant square alpha whole power 3 by 2. That is integral alpha 1 to alpha 2. I into rho square cosecant square alpha into d alpha by 4 pi rho square. I will write this one like this, that is rho square 1 plus cot square alpha is nothing but cosecant square alpha whole power 3 by 2. Whole power 3 by 2 into a pi. Now this can be written again, that is okay, that is integral alpha 1 alpha 2 I into rho square cosecant square alpha d alpha by 4 pi. Here rho square whole power 3 by 2 is nothing but rho cube. Cosecant square alpha whole power 3 by 2. This square and this by 2 cancel out. That is cosecant cube alpha into a pi. Now let us simplify this one. Remember one thing, here we require cot alpha, that is equation 2. Please write down here itself, cot alpha equal to z by rho. That is equation 2. Now here cosecant square alpha, this cube cancel, that is cosecant square alpha by cosecant alpha is 1 by cosecant alpha. Rho square and this cube cancel, that is 4 pi rho. Now integration with respect to what? Alpha only. Let us write that terms, that is h bar, it implies h bar equal to, only write alpha terms within the integration and remaining out of that integration. I is this current carrying conductor produces a current, uniform current of I, and 4 pi is also constant. This rho square rho cube means rho square by rho cube, that gives 1 by rho. Here I will write that 1 by rho here, that is I by 4 pi rho. And here we have what? 1 by cosecant alpha. 1 by cosecant alpha can be written as what? Sin alpha into d alpha. Integration is from alpha 1 to alpha 2, and direction is what? A pi. Okay. Now let us simplify this integration, that is I by 4 pi rho integral alpha 1. Integration of sin alpha is nothing but what? Minus cos alpha. Okay, what is this? dz, I rho into dz. Z equal to what? Z equal to what? Rho cot alpha. Z equal to what? Rho cot alpha. dz is what? Rho. The differentiation of cot alpha is minus cosecant square alpha. Minus cosecant square alpha. Sorry for this. Actually, we have what? A minus sign. We need to put minus sign at each and every place, because the differentiation of cot alpha is minus cosecant square alpha. Basically, I consider instead of minus cosecant square alpha, positive cosecant square alpha. Sorry for that one. Okay. Here also we have what? Negative sign, that is integral minus I by 4 pi rho minus I by 4 pi rho, and here integration of this 1 is nothing but what? That is cos alpha minus integral of sin alpha is minus cos alpha. Limits are from alpha 1 to alpha 2. Here minus into minus plus, that gives what? I by 4 pi rho. Let us substitute that limits, that is cos alpha 2 minus cos alpha 1 into a pi. Cos alpha 2 cos alpha 1 into a pi. Here also a pi. Okay. So this is what? Magnetic field intensity due to a straight current carrying conductor. Magnetic field intensity produced by straight current carrying conductor. Okay. So here a pi indicates what? The direction of magnetic field intensity. Okay, means like this. Okay, the direction of H is nothing but what? It represents the direction of magnetic field lines are concentric circles. Okay. Now let us go for special cases. Special cases. Case 1. Case 1. For semi-infinite line. For semi-infinite line current. For semi-infinite current carrying conductor. For semi-infinite straight current carrying conductor. Remember one thing, this current carrying conductor should be straight one. For semi-infinite straight current carrying conductor means what? A should be started where? A is 0, 0 and B should be 0, 0, infinity. This implies what? This implies what? Cot alpha means cot alpha 1. For the A, it is cot alpha 1, and what about z coordinate here? 0. So it implies what? Alpha 1 is 90 degrees. Alpha 1 is 90 degrees. And for this one, I will write this one here. It implies cot alpha 1 is 0. It implies alpha 1 is what? 90 degrees. And similarly here, so here cot alpha 2 is equal to what? Infinity. Z is infinity. When it is infinity, if alpha 2 is 0 degrees. If alpha 2 is 0 degrees. So let us take this as what? Equation 3. Substitute in 3. Substitute in 3. That is what? Case 1. That is what? Case 1. For the case 1, we have Therefore, substitute in 1, substitute in equation 3. What is equation 3? H equal to I by 4 pi rho cos alpha 2. What is cos alpha 2? Cos 0 degrees minus cos alpha 1 means cos 90 degrees into a pi. So this one is what? I by 4 pi rho into a pi. This is expression for H. For semi-infinite line current, we can call for semi-infinite line current. Means what? This is the magnetic field intensity due to straight current carrying conductor. If the length of that straight current carrying conductor is semi-infinite, means what? 0 to infinity. Infinite means minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay. Now let us go for case 2. It is about case 2. It is about case 1. Let us go for case 2. I will modify only one thing. Infinite means what? A should be at a minus infinity, 0 0 minus infinity, and B should be at a 0 0 infinity. As it is infinity, alpha 2 is same, that is 0 degrees, and here minus infinity. So for as alpha 2 is 0 for infinity, alpha 1 is in this case minus infinity. Means what? There exists only 180 degrees phase shift. Means what? Here 0 degrees, then alpha 1 is what? 180 degrees. Now substitute in equation 3. Substitute in equation 3. So this one. So this is about case 1. This is about case 1. This is the substitution for case 1, and go for case 2. Therefore, for case 2, substitute alpha 1 is equal to what? 180 degrees, and alpha 2 is 0 degrees in equation 3. In equation 3. What is equation 3? That is H equal to I by 4 pi rho. What about alpha 1? Cos alpha 2. Cos alpha 2 is 0 degrees. Cos alpha 2, this is equation 3. Cos alpha 2 means cos 0 degrees. Cos alpha 1 means cos 180 degrees into a pi. And if you simplify this one, you will get what? Cos 0 degrees means 1 minus cos 180 means what? Minus 1. Minus of minus 1, that is plus 1. So here I will get this one as what? 2. So I by 4 pi rho into 2, that can be simplified as what? I by 2 pi rho into a pi. This is what? Magnetic field intensity due to infinite line current. This is what? Magnetic field intensity due to infinite line current. So this is equation 3, this is equation 4, and we can take this as equation 5. We can conclude that magnetic field intensity due to finite straight current carrying conductor. Magnetic field intensity due to finite straight current carrying conductor is given by what? H equal to I by 4 pi rho into cos alpha 2 minus cos alpha 1 into a pi. Alpha 1 is angle subtended by lower end, and alpha 2 is angle subtended by upper end. And second one is what? H equal to I by 4 pi rho into a pi. I by 4 pi rho into a pi. And next last one, H equal to what? I by 2 pi rho into a pi. It is for infinite line current, it is for semi-infinite, and it is for what? Finite straight current carrying conductor. Magnetic field intensity due to finite straight current carrying conductor. It is magnetic field intensity due to semi-infinite current carrying conductor, and H equal to I by 2 pi rho into a pi is nothing but what? Magnetic field intensity due to finite current carrying conductor. What is a pi? If you see a pi is nothing but what? Basically we derived this one as what? Az cross a rho equal to what? A pi. But basically what is Az? We consider our current element along a z axis. So that means what? It is the Az is nothing but what? Unit vector where our current element is placed. Okay, that means current element is placed along this unit vector into a rho. Okay, basically we need to find a pi like this. A pi equal to what? Al cross Ar. Al is what? Unit vector where our current element is placed, or else it is the unit vector along the axis where our current element is placed. A rho is what? Unit vector perpendicular to our current element. Okay, rho is what? Perpendicular distance from the reference axis where our current element is placed. Okay, please remember this one. This is for magnetic field intensity due to finite straight current carrying conductor. This is for what? Magnetic field intensity due to semi-infinite current carrying conductor, and this is what? Magnetic field intensity due to infinite straight current carrying conductor. Okay, this is all about magnetic field intensity due to straight current carrying conductor, either it is finite, semi-infinite or infinite. Okay, we will meet in next class. Thank you.